Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today we're gonna be playing with a bunch of makeup from a brand that I have never tried before. But more recently, I've seen my friend Jen from Beaudiction use them and talk about them on her channel, and I think that kind of made me feel a little bit better about the brand because my initial impressions are mixed. I was I'm not gonna lie, a little dubious about Focallure, but if Jen has tried their products and she liked them, I kind of feel like I trust her opinions on things, so I thought, what the heck, why not give it a go? So they essentially let me pick out everything I needed for a full face, sans my base, so they don't have like a foundation, concealer, powder that I tried on, but pretty much everything else I'm wearing right now is from Focallure. So we're gonna be doing this video today, true first impression style. I honestly had not even had time to take things out of their boxes yet, so we are literally unboxing everything, putting it all on my face, creating this look together, and I will be sharing my thoughts along the way. As always, I love hearing from you guys, so if you have tried any of these products, you'll have to leave a comment down below and let me know what you think of them. Have you ever ordered anything from this brand? What was your experience with shipping like, etc.? Because obviously, having been sent the product as PR, that's not really a testament to that side of the experience. So I'm very curious to know if any of you guys know what the deal is. And yeah, we're just gonna have some fun today playing with some makeup. All this stuff is pretty affordable, which is always nice, but you always run a little bit of a risk with like super affordable makeup of it being kind of quality wise. So if you wanna know the scoop on all these products and see how I created this look, we're about to get into it. All right, guys, I'm not gonna lie, feeling super excited right now. I just have my foundation, concealer, powder base on, so I'm using the Tarte Face Tape, the Shape Tape, and then the Becca Hydra Mist Set and Refresh powder. All three of these I've used a gajillion times before, and I know that I like them, which I thought would be the most fair, especially to like the blush, bronzer, and highlight that I'm gonna be trying. Today is not the day to be experimenting with my foundation, whatnot. These are tried and true favorites that I know look good on my skin, so hopefully it will give these products their best shot. And right now, everything feels really matte. My face doesn't have any tack to it whatsoever, so hopefully that'll mean nothing will skip or blend weird, and if it does, then we know it's probably the product. So I think the first thing I want to try out today is the brow pencil that was sent over to me. I feel like my brows right now are not looking the best, and I'll feel much better once they're filled in. So the product that I'm going to be trying is the Sketch Artist Pencil. This is in the shade number 4. I'm not sure if it has a name. I feel like when I was on the website looking for the colors, they do have names, but on the box it just has the number. As an aside, just on the packaging, I mean, first of all, I think this is actually really pretty. Like, this looks much more high-end than this product actually is. And I love that on the box, it actually has an expiration date printed on it, which is 2022, September 3rd. Or I guess it could be March 9th. Either way, the year is definitely 2022, which, you know what, I wish every single cosmetic product had the actual expiration date printed on the box, because when you buy something from the store, you don't know how long it's been sitting on the shelf. It could have been manufactured like 2 years ago, and you think you're getting a new product and that you have, you know, maybe 2 to 3 more years to use it, when in actuality, it may already be kind of old. So like, I appreciate this. This guy I definitely can use for many years to come, but it's a brow product, so I probably would actually finish it in like 4 months. So this is really interesting. Okay, so this is what is inside of the package here. So this looks like a standard dual-ended like micro brow pencil, but then this here looks like a cartridge. Is this a refill or is this the actual... No? What? So this brow pencil is kind of one of those triangular tip but also really skinny pencils. It's got soft touch packaging. It actually feels really nice, but there's product in here. I was like, do I need to load the product into the packaging? But this looks like an extra refill, which is awesome. And yeah, the other end here is just a little spoolie, so that's so neat. Ha! I just found the shade name. I got Taupe. It's printed on the side of the packaging here. Only the number is printed on the top, and that's what I saw first. And I love the idea of a refillable brow pencil. Like, these little skinny brow pencils, I feel like people go through them like water, and it's a lot of excess packaging waste. So just to be able to refill them without having to rebuy the whole thing, amazing. All right, well, this video has started off on a positive note. Here's to hoping I actually like the product itself. I gotta say, I really do like the soft touch packaging. It feels really nice in the hand. So I'm just gonna start filling in my brows like I normally would. I'm not pressing hard at all right now. I'm using really light pressure, and I feel like I'm definitely seeing color payoff, so that's really good. This shape is a little bit weird for me. I'm not used to using something that has kind of like that more triangular tip, but I feel like it's the kind of thing that with just like a little bit of practice, I'll definitely get the hang of. And I like the color a lot on this. This is pretty much perfect for me. This is definitely an ashier tone, which is what I wanted. And it's dark, but not like too dark. I feel like it's pretty easy to blend in with my hair color. So yeah, I'm pleased with that. So I'm just going to apologize now if the lighting in this video ends up being wonky. It's a very windy day and like partly cloudy, so the light outside keeps continually changing and I keep trying to adjust my lights, but I don't always notice it when it starts happening, so I'm sorry. Anyway, back to the brows. First impressions on this pencil so far. It's easy to use. I don't have to like dig into my skin to get the product to show up, so I really like that. I like that it's nice and small, especially for this shape of pencil. The ones that I've seen like this, like the ABH Brow Definer, are quite a bit chunkier. So I'm definitely much more a fan of something this size. Honestly, I mean, for $12, I think this is still a decent price because the quality of this pencil seems really nice. And you get the refill, but for like $6, I mean, I don't think you can beat that. All right, product number 1. Seems pretty good. I am pleased. Let's move on to something else. So this guy, when I saw the packaging online, I immediately was intrigued. Oh yeah, look at this. This is nice. So this is the Sculpt and Glow, which is a bronzer and highlighter duo. You got a nice size little mirror in here, and then it's a dual pan compact, and there's like a pretty little palm design kind of embossed on the bronzer. And I believe this came in, I think, 4 different shades. I went with 03, Ipanema Sun, and Champagne Pop, which does look a little bit like Jaclyn Hill's Champagne Pop. So I don't know how they got away with using that name, but whatever. So I did get another highlight, so I'm not sure if I'm going to use the one in this compact or not, but I'm definitely going to use this bronzy contoury shade. It does look a little bit more on the neutral cool side and looks a little bit light, so hopefully it'll be good for contouring and it won't look weird on my skin tone. I'm going to go in with a little angled brush. This one's from Coastal Scents, and I don't know if they sell it anymore, but I love this guy. And you can find angled brushes kind of anywhere. So we'll just apply this right under the cheekbones, and immediately I feel like the color payoff is decent. Like, it's definitely showing up, but it's not too dark or anything. It is certainly a little more cool toned, so I definitely would consider this guy a contouring shade, not necessarily a bronzer. I don't think I would like this color applied all over the perimeter of the face. I may just do it today, but I feel like this is the kind of thing, if I was going in with an all-over bronze, I could just take a little of this powder and just kind of create that shadow under the cheekbones. The blendability seems all right. It's not looking like horribly patchy or anything like that. I do have a little bit of kick up in the pan. I mean, that's kind of to be expected. It's a powder, but it's not like overly dusty, chalky, anything like that. Yeah, I feel like I am looking a little almost bruised, I feel like, on my cheekbones, and I think it's just because I went a little ham with this contour. I might have used a little too much. So I'm not gonna write this guy off yet. I think it's a cute little compact. We definitely are gonna have to come back to the highlight that's in here. But yeah, if we're gonna go for the shade Ipanema Sun Champagne Glow, just know this is a contour powder, not a bronzer. So let's move on to blush. Maybe I can kind of fix things by adding a little bit of color to my cheeks. So I asked for one of these fresh blushes, and it looks like there are 9 shades available. And according to the Focallure website, it says it's supposed to deliver healthy looking color that immediately enlivens the complexion and gives you a natural looking flush. All of these are packaged pretty nicely, by the way. They've got, you know, kind of like the extra layer of interior packaging, so that way the product is secure and less likely to break. So this guy is pretty tiny, much smaller than I think I was expecting it to be. But then again, how often do any of us go through a full blush? So I guess I don't really mind the smaller size. So I got the shade 03 pretty coral, which has a slight shimmer, it looks like, to it, but it doesn't look like it's gonna be like chunky on the face. I'm hoping it'll just give a nice satiny sheen. So I'm gonna grab this little pointed blush brush from Moda, and we'll just see how this applies. Ooh, definitely picking up quite a bit of product. Here's to hoping no clown cheeks. Oh yeah, that's pretty. That's not too harsh at all. Oh yeah, I like that. That definitely is a very, I think, like natural, healthy looking blush. It's not going on patchy on me. Well, that's pretty decent. And I think the color is nice too. I always love a good coral. So we'll have to see how the blush holds up, whether or not it fades really quickly. I feel like that is one issue I have with blush often. Some of them just fade off my face after like 3-4 hours. So that's what I will kind of be keeping in mind with this guy for future reviews. But for right now, I think it's nice. I also like this like clear packaging. I think it's kind of cute. So let's just see for ha-has what this highlight looks like. Feels super creamy actually to the touch. And I'll swatch that guy now. Yeah, that is a much better color for me, I think. I'm gonna go for the highlight in my Sculpt and Glow duo. So I'm just gonna grab a little brush. This is actually an eye contour brush from Moda, but I feel like it works really nicely for highlight. And we'll just, ooh yeah, that is glowy. Definitely seeing quite a bit of texture on my skin. Although, to be honest, I feel like in general my skin has just been more textured lately. I've been trying out those Good Molecules products and I don't know how I feel about them yet. I feel like my skin has not been loving them too much. I've been noticing more texture instead of less texture, and they're supposed to reduce texture, so I don't know what's going on. Either way, I feel like this is a nice highlight. It doesn't have a lot of base pigment to it. It's not thick, so it just really adds like that very nice glassy wet sheen. And I think the tone of this color is really, really pretty. So yeah, I'm definitely not mad. Not mad at that highlight. Now, when it comes to eyeshadow, we have some decisions to make. I actually have 2 palettes here. Both of these are inspired by different cities around the world. So we have the Perth palette and the Paris palette. These were the 2 of the various Focallure eyeshadow palettes that there are that called to me the most. So this is the Paris palette. The packaging is super fun and shiny actually. And then inside, these are the colors. Very, very fun and fall. These shiny shades especially have some really cool like different reflex of shimmer in them. And this shade right here looks suspiciously similar to those shades in the Huda Beauty New Nude palette that have those like little nuggets of shimmery goodness in them. So I'm definitely excited to play with this guy at some point. I don't know if I'm going to use it today. We have to look at the Perth palette first. And then here is the Perth palette. This also has really beautiful packaging. I like how they did this. Also, I didn't mention this with the Paris palette, but I feel like these are a bit smaller than I was expecting them to be, just knowing how many shades were in these palettes. But I kind of don't mind them being a little bit more petite. They're just easier to travel with that way. And then this is what the inside of Perth looks like. And this is just super ridiculously stunning. Can we talk about this opal shade right here? Like, wow, that is absolutely stunning. I don't have anything really quite like that in my collection. I don't even know what to do. Both of these are really nice. This guy to me is more like everyday, casual, more earthy tones. This is obviously much more colorful and fun, which, let's be serious, I mean, when do I ever really pass up the opportunity for colorful and fun? Alright, so I'm just going to use the Perth palette. I feel like this has a more unique color story. I have a feeling more people will be interested in how this guy will apply to the eyes. So let's just play with this today. There are a lot of different ways you can go with this palette. I'm thinking it might be kind of cool to do something that's both a combination of the blue tones and the warm bronzy tones. I don't really know. I'm just going to kind of play, I think, and figure it out as I go. I'm going to start with the shade Beaches here, which is just like a matte mid-tone peachy brown. Look at that. That picked up a lot of pigment. This is an E35 brush from Sigma also, by the way. So I'm just going to tap off some of that excess. Yeah, this is definitely a bit of a powdery palette. There's a lot of kick up in the pan. But let's see how it applies to the eyes. It definitely builds up nicely. It's not patchy, or at least this shade is not patchy. Yeah, that's pretty. Okay, I don't dislike that. Yeah, that is going on super fast and easy. Very happy with that. So now I'm gonna go in with this guy here, which this shade is called Coral, but it is not a coral shade really at all. It's kind of more of a brick red brown color. But I'm just gonna take this and I'm just going to tap this into the outer corner of my eye. Start building up some dimension. There's a little airplane embossed in this shadow. It's kind of cute. That's nice. Good pigment. Yeah, these are working pretty decently well. I'm not unhappy so far. I mean, I'm only 2 eyeshadows in, so I guess it's a little soon for me to say that. So now I know I definitely want to use some of these metallic blues and greens. I think I might want to do like an ombre situation where I go from lighter to darker. So I think I want to put this shade, which is called Perth, probably more towards the inner corner of the eye. That does look like it's going to be really beautiful. I'm going to just apply this with my finger since I already have it on there. Let's just see how that goes. It's nice. It's maybe a little bit deeper even than I think I was expecting it to be. I feel like this is one of those colors that is really beautiful, but also could go like terribly the wrong way with the wrong look. Like a little bit of a Mimi from the Drew Carey show vibes, if you know what I mean. Kind of curious about this shade over here, which is called Pavlova. Ooh, this one almost feels wet to the touch. Definitely is super reflective and shiny, and oh, that duochrome. Look at that, guys. Oh, I've highlighter all over myself. Hold on. All right, let's give this a swatch. Oh, wow. That is stunning. Look at the shimmer on that, and it's super duochromatic. That is a beautiful eyeshadow. Am I regretting my choices? No, not necessarily. Let's go in with this purple shade on a brush. This one's called Passion Fruit, but it's spelled like fashion instead of passion with 2 S's. So that's odd. Again, I feel like the translation from Chinese into English is definitely struggling with Focallure a little bit. All right, so I am going to put this on the lid. It's definitely a more sheer wash with a brush. Like, it's going on, but I think it probably would go on a lot more intensely if you were using a finger, but it's working. Like, you know, the color is definitely showing up on there. Just gonna grab another sort of flat brush and I'm going to take a little bit more of that Perth shade we used and just kind of transition that into the purple a little bit better. And now I'm kind of thinking if we take a little bit of that duochrome shimmery goodness, like what happens if I just tap this on top of this? Oh yeah. I like what's happening here now. Yeah, that just adds like a little extra dimension. Ooh, that's pretty. All right, now I think what I want to do is take a little bit of the shade Coral Reef here, and I want to add this to the outer corner and kind of blend that into the purple a little bit. And then I can go back with that very first brush and that Beaches shade, just to blend everything out. Oh yeah, this is a lot of fun. I'm liking how this look is coming together. Now, for the inner corner, the only like really inner corner shade in here is this one called Wah, which is a pretty like frosty white shade. I feel like this is gonna be a little harsh, maybe a little much for this look. Ooh, does it have a duochrome thing going on? Is that kind of purple? I feel like it actually looks kind of purple on the eyes. I was gonna say that I might want to layer it up with something else so that way it doesn't look too stark, but I actually feel like applied, that's less stark than I was thinking it was gonna be. I might take a hair of this Pavlova shade and just kind of layer that up just to like tie everything together. Pretty. All right, so for the lower lash line, I think I'm gonna go in with this coral matte shade called Vegemite, just using a small little angled brush. And I'm just going to blend that right along the lower lash line. I feel like that will add a nice sort of pop, but also still kind of carry forward with the whole like warm crease thing. Yeah, I think this look came out really nice, and I honestly did not struggle with any of those shadows at all. They blended out nicely. The mattes were great, and the shimmers are really beautiful too. I do think they pack more of a punch if you use your finger, but I am not disappointed in these shadows at all. For funsies, let's just swatch the glitter. I feel like you kind of have to dig into this one. Ooh, that's not pulling up a ton on my finger. Yeah, it's pretty sparse. I don't feel like this is quite as creamy or as good as some other pressed glitters I've seen in other palettes. But I feel like if you just want like a wash of glitter on the lid, it'll probably get the job done fine enough. And the color on that is so cool. All right, so there's one last eye product for me to test out, and that is a liner. So I picked the super fine liquid liner. I think this guy just comes in black and brown, or maybe just black. And the packaging is pretty much the same as like the brow pencil. It's the same kind of like off-white eggshell color, and it's got that nice soft touch feel. So this is a brush tip pen, which I'm actually a super huge fan of, and if this is good, I have a feeling it has the potential to be a new favorite. I've been looking for something to kind of like replace the NYX Epic Ink liner. I'm gonna try that one out again, but I know a lot of people have said that it bleeds and it gets into like their tear duct and whatnot, so I've been on the hunt for another affordable brush tip eyeliner. So let's give this guy a go. So far, so good. It's gliding like right along my eye, real easy. And it honestly really is super fine. I don't think I'm used to using an eyeliner that's this sort of slim. I don't dislike it. I think I just need to get used to it. And I feel like it's drying down pretty nice and matte and black. Not hating that. Not hating it at all. All right, so first impressions on this liner, I really like it a lot. It dries down fairly quickly, it's very black, it's very precise. The brush tip's super easy to work with. I'm not the best with winged liner, so I kind of screwed this eye up, but that was mostly just me. So yeah, as long as this is not something that's gonna smudge and bleed and like get all over the place, I think it's a pretty good liner. All right, so let me go finish up the eyes quick because I don't have a mascara or any falsies from Focallure to try today. So I'm gonna just put those on and then I'll be right back. All right, so lashes are on. I'm really loving the eye look. Now we just need a lip to finish things off, and I've got a couple of different options to choose from. So I wanted to try a few different lip formulas from the brand. So let's see, I grabbed one of their Velvet Liquid Lipsticks for smooth, plump lips. This is the Top Secret liquid lipstick, I think, and I got the shade V03, Who's Next. Then I grabbed one of their lacquer lipsticks, which I think these are like a bullet lipstick. I got the shade 05 Chestnut, and I got one of these little capsule lipsticks, and this one is in the shade 04 Mercury Retrograde. So this is what the liquid lipstick looks like. This color is really pretty, and I like that the packaging is kind of a little bit frosted. We'll give it a little swatch. Definitely has a very whipped kind of formula to it. Smells odd. I can't tell if it's a bad smell. It's a little chemically, kind of like cough syrup. I don't know how I feel about that, but the shade is really pretty. Then this is the Bullet lipstick, which, ooh, does this have magnetic packaging? Oh, yes, it does. That's nice. All right, so this is a nice warm toned nude, very much up my alley. These are very similar shades, obviously not identical, but you can kind of tell what my jam is. And then the capsule lipstick is like this. This is so cute and so tiny. It looks like a little pill. So this is like a mini lipstick. So this is all the product that you get. And this guy is more of like a sheer, almost like a super silky kind of texture to it. And this is kind of more of like a rosy pink. I kind of feel like the Bullet lipstick might be the right color to wear with this eye look, but I kind of like all of them. So let's give this guy a go, see how it feels. Very creamy. And the pigment is like pretty full on, which is nice. That's a nice Bullet lipstick. It's definitely very, very moisturizing feeling, so probably not a super long wearing formula. Also, I feel like this is something that might kind of slip slide around. Like if you were gonna eat or drink, I would probably blot this off. Otherwise, you're just gonna get lipstick everywhere. Like you can just tell by the formula, like how it's gonna wear. But if you're a fan of super creamy bullet style lipsticks, that's exactly what this is. Now, I thought I got a gloss, which is weird. Maybe this is actually a lip gloss and not a liquid lipstick. Very confused right now. And it says it's a lip gloss that contains a unique blend of ingredients to keep your lips moisturized, so it's supposed to be like almost more of a lip lacquer, like a full pigment gloss. And that's exactly what it looks like on the back of my hand, because this obviously did not dry down. So even though the packaging said liquid lipstick, this is not really a liquid lipstick. It's just a very pigmented gloss. And then these little guys are just like a cute little baby lipstick you can throw in your purse. And then these guys, it's a pretty nice bullet lipstick. All right, so those were all the products. Let me zoom you guys out and then we'll share some final thoughts. All right, guys, so here's my completed final look. I think it's really fun and pretty. It's definitely a more bold, colorful look than something that like I would wear to the office, but you guys know I enjoy playing with color. So let's do a little recap of all the products I tried today. So first was the brow pencil that came with the refill, and I really like this a lot. Obviously, we'll see how it holds up in my brows, but based on first impressions, this is a really nice brow pencil, and I love the fact that they did this. It's just way less wasteful, it's way more bang for your buck, so I definitely am excited to use this one again. Then there was the Sculpt and Glow Duo. This packaging is really cute, and I think overall, I do like this, but I need to play around with the bronzer shade more. Again, I feel like it just looks a little bit muddy on my face, but I think it's because of the tone. This is very cool. It reminds me a lot of like the Kevyn Aucoin sculpting powder in light that everybody was in love with. I think this would be better used with a smaller detailed contouring brush, and then I could use a warmer bronzer to like warm up my entire face. So I will definitely have to get back to you guys and see if I can get this to work better for me, but the highlight I feel like is absolutely stunning. Then there was the little blush here. This I actually really liked. I thought it was a pretty color. It went on nicely. It wasn't too overly pigmented. I felt like it blended into the rest of my makeup nicely, so I will definitely be using this again. And then the eyeshadow palettes I am very, very impressed with. I had kind of had high hopes from when I first saw Jen from Beaudiction talk about these that they would be pretty good, and I wasn't disappointed. I'm really excited to try this guy out next, the Paris palette, because these tones I think will just be super beautiful for fall. But if you like color, if you like things that are a little bit more bold, this guy is definitely a lot of fun. And all the shadows that I used to create this look, you guys saw, they were really easy to work with. Nothing was patchy. Everything built up nicely. So I am definitely looking forward to using this again. Then we had the Superfine liquid eyeliner. Again, this was really nice. Has a brush tip, was very matte black. So we'll have to see how it wears, if it's waterproof, if I get any smudging or transferring or anything weird. But you know, based on first impressions, I think it's pretty good. And then the lippies. I don't think I'm as excited about the lip products as I am about the eyeshadow palettes. I like lip products that smell good, that add a little bit to the experience, and that's not the case with this. I mean, I'd rather have them smell like nothing than have them smell bad. But you know what I mean? There are just some other lip products that I absolutely adore, especially even at affordable price points. So I think if you were just interested in trying out a few products from Focallure, I immediately feel like their brow and eye products are what stand out most to me. So yeah, I think that is about it for today's video. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me while I played with all this makeup, and thank you so much to Focallure for sending me all these products to test out. I will definitely be continuing to use them and develop my thoughts. I will keep you guys updated either in my monthly beauty report, or I may end up doing like a dedicated update to this video just because there were so many products. Either way, if you're not subscribed and you want an update, make sure you click that button before you go so you don't miss out on my future videos. And if you like this video, I hope you will give it a thumbs up. I always appreciate your support and your feedback so much. All right, well, on that note, I am super late to be meeting with my friend, so I've got to run, but I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will see you in my next video. Bye, guys.